Hello, hello. Welcome to Crazy E Games. We're back in Genshin Impact because the 2.8 patch is out, and with the 2.8 patch comes a new story. The new Kaedehara Kazuha story. It's called Acer Palmatum chapter. Kaedehara Kazuha story quest unlocked. The flowers fall and become soil. The wandering sun returns home. Having stood against the lightning, the young man of the wind has seen his reputation rise. Some admire him, while others view him askance with jealousy. All while the obsessions of history hangs over them like a cloud. Icy, iron-shod footsteps approach gradually. But what he hears in the wind, snow, and the hearth fire? ... Wait, is that it? That feels like it's just not complete. Like, there should be something to finish off that sentence. It just kind of hangs. Yeah, let's take a look at this. I think I should have enough keys for this, hopefully. Yeah, only one story key. I used 2 to unlock the Shikao and Hazel hangout event, but I didn't have the time to actually play it yet. So yeah, and then it's been a few days, so I actually got an extra key back just through daily commissions. But yeah, anyways, let's unlock this. Woo! So I can now view it. No dialogue for unlocking it? Okay, that's good. A Strange and Friendless Road. Acer Palmatum chapter, Act I. Upon the plain, a purple shadow. Go to Byakko Plain. You and Paimon travel near Byakko Plain on your journey. Okay, let's do it.
It's been a while since we first set foot on Inazuma. So many things have happened since then.
As if in the blink of an eye, there have been many memorable events.
Yeah, we've definitely made some progress on our journey. So, where should we go today?
I don't know. Wait a moment, suspicious face.
Huh? What's up?
I hear shuffling. Whoa, that's a cool looking sword. Be careful, someone's coming. I'm still kind of disappointed that this is a thing.
Hey! What the heck was that for? Doesn't want to talk, huh? Alright, let's convince him to calm down a little.
I was talking about the dialogue choices doesn't really matter, and like the two choices are just the same sentence put together.
Yeah, take this! Gotcha.
I got Yelan on the team, and Yoruba. Oh! Ooh. Whoa. Whoa.
Huh? So you don't have a vision after all?
Yeah, about that. I'm special.
Seems like I've mistaken you for someone else.
Oh, who do you think I was?
At the very least, you should make sure you've got the right person before you go attacking them.
Oh, I thought that was like a Kairagi. That's actually a soldier of the Tenshukaku. What was it? Tenryo Commission?
No, wait! Even when you've got the right person, you shouldn't go attacking them out of the blue. It's dangerous.
Yeah, what's wrong with you? Jeez.
Have you ever met someone by the name of Kaedehara Kazuha?
Oh yeah.
He carries a sword just like you. I've also heard that he possesses an animo vision.
Why are you looking for him?
That's none of your business.
Well, he's our friend, so it's kind of our business. Because we would like to know that he's okay.
Never mind. You don't look like you know anything anyway. I'm wasting my time.
Get him, Paimon. Jump on his back. Oh, we just let him
What
leave?
the heck is this guy's problem? Coming around here, waving that weird sword in our faces, and he didn't even apologize. Seems like a real nutcase. Well, one thing's for sure. No way are we telling him anything about Kazuha.
Couldn't agree more. Very far smart for once. Oh man, they always give us a choice to like, kind of degrade Paimon for some reason. Couldn't agree more.
Right? Paimon has a feeling, though, that even if this guy gets to challenge Kazuha to a duel, He won't be able to beat him.
Yeah, we saw Kazuha like activate someone else's vision in order to block Raiden Shogun's like ultimate attack or something. Actually, I don't know if that was her ultimate attack. I think that was just like a quick like dash slash at us, and he was able to block it.
Anyway, just to be on the safe side, we should go find Kazuha right away and tell him to watch his back.
Actually, I have a hunch.
Oh? What kind of hunch?
I think this guy may have a special connection to Kazuha. Ooh, how special. Like a romantic connection.
A special connection? You mean beyond already knowing each other?
I can't say for sure, but I feel like their fighting styles are kind of similar. Yeah, I was about to mention, but then I got interrupted by the cutscene and then I totally forgot. Like, he had that Kaedehara, like, Kazuha's ult animation, it looks like, when he did that, like, crazy spin attack. It had that, like, veil around his character that was pulsing. That is, like, very similar to Kazuha's elemental burst.
Yeah, maybe a little. But then again, most people look pretty much the same once they start fighting, so that doesn't really prove anything. Anyway, there's no time to lose. Let's go tell Kazuha so we won't get into any danger. Paimon heard that the Crux fleet is stocking up in Rito at the moment. Let's look for him there.
The Crux fleet, eh? Is Kazuha still hanging out with the Crux fleet? I thought he came back to Inazuma after like the whole Vision Hunt decree and Sakoku decree has been abolished, and he's like trying to like, I don't know, what's the word here? Repent? No, trying to figure out his family's like past and try to like reclaim the family name or something like that. Ooh. Strange and Friendless Road started. Acer Palmatum, Chapter Act 1. Upon the plains of Purple Shadow, go to Rito and look for Kazuha. So the last thing we did in the story that had Kazuha in it was the 5 Kasen event with Albedo drawing like the 5 Kasen of Inazuma, like these 5 really famous poets back in the days that have like legendary status now. And it is said that like every once in the 5 Kasen might just be like different iterations of people. But yeah, in during the event, Kazuha was used by Albedo as inspiration to draw as one of the like he modeled one of the Kasens that he was tasked to draw in his like paintings for the festival. He used Kazuha as one of the models. And during that time, it at first seemed like it was more of an Albedo and like a little bit of shenanigans with Xinqiu and him having bad handwriting and stuff. But it turned out it was like, it gets into a really big story with Kazuha and his family. And, oh, I don't have anything to break these ore with. Oh, well. I don't have a great sword character on my team. But anyway, during that event, we found out that the Tenshukaku, the Tenryu Commission, is no longer pursuing Kazuha for his crime since the Vision Hunt decree and the Sakoku decree has been abolished, and there's really no point trying him as a criminal anymore. So he came back and he wanted to reclaim his family name and kind of clean it up or whatever. And it kind of fit with the whole 5 Kazen story about how like the poets are like, there's like this black Kazen who's like controlling things behind the scene and stuff. And Kazuha, aside from like his family's sword recipe or something, he like just pretty much gave his family's belongings and stuff away. I guess at that point he did decide to go back to the Crux. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, that was the last time we saw Kazuha, and he was just he was a part of the story, and it became a little bit something big that was intertwined with like the past of Inazuma and the Raiden Shogun, like the 5 Gozen schools or something like that of like swordsmanship. He's part of one of them, and hopefully we maybe dive deeper into that. Chow, how are you doing?
Hey! Hello? Do you know where Kazuha is?
Why would we ask this random person if he knows where Kazuha is? Is Chow one of the Crux fleet?
You're looking for
Alcor
Kazuha too, huh?
deckhand.
Guess he must have done something impressive after all.
He's actually, I guess I should have recognized him. He's like part of the flagship of the Crux, the Alcor, which is what's her name? Oh my goodness, Beidou. There's too many characters in this game now. It's hard to like draw their names off the top of my head. It takes a while for my like slow brain processor to like look into the memory and then grab the needed information and then translate it into into mouth words. But anyways, yeah, he's part of the Alcor, and I guess we should have recognized him since we probably talked to him before. Given how Paimon just asked him straight up without like any formalities. What do you mean two, as in as well, not the number two?
Well, we took the small vessels into Rito on a routine supply run, only this time, as soon as we entered the harbor, we ran into a huge crowd of Inazumans, all of them wanting to know about Kazuha.
Oh, he's become popular, isn't he? They saw him in the 5 cousin photo and they're like, oh my god, he's so hot.
If it's because of that battle on Nizuchi Beach, Captain Beidou had a great run there too, but I don't see her getting this kind of attention.
I don't remember a Nazuchi Beach fight. Is that the fight between Sangonomiya's, Kokomi's, and General Goro's like soldiers against the Kujo Sera's army in that like one cool cutscene where like everyone's fighting and then like it looks like Sangonomiya's troops are losing and then like Kokomi just like falls down from the sky, like floats down like Mercy from Overwatch and goes like heroes never die and starts like owning everyone.
Kazuha keeps to himself most of the time. In fact, there are times when he doesn't even listen to the captain, but she just laughs it off.
Oh, so you still don't know what he did?
What did he do?
I've heard bits and pieces. Something about him blocking the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi.
That was the Muso no Hirodashi? I thought she just let us escape and then like the robot or whatever, Raiden Shogun, like couldn't have that, so then it took over and tried to kill us. That was the Muso no Hirodachi. And Kazuha activating his vision with his friend's dormant electrovision was able to block it. That was a really cool cutscene. I really like that cutscene.
Is it really as big a deal as everyone's making it out to be?
You can compare it to the technique Beidou used to strike down Hai Shan.
Really? Wow. When you put it like that, it all makes sense. In that case, his newfound stardom is well deserved. He was called away earlier by some people from the Tenryo Commission. They said they had something important to discuss with him.
Okay.
I thought they'd come to arrest him at first. Turns out they couldn't have been friendlier to him. Seems like they really respect the guy.
Just a little while ago, this would have been completely unimaginable.
The Shogunate probably wants to show some goodwill. After all, the Raiden Shogun's mindset has changed.
Thank you. Guess we'll go pay a visit to the Tenryo Commission.
Well, we're running back and forth like chickens with their heads chopped
All right
off.
then. I'll just stay here and carry on trying to fend off the crowd.
Okay, sounds good, Chow. Chow, chow. Hope you chow on some good grub. Oh, I'll just use teleports. Teleport! It was still like really funny to me that we can use teleports the entire time, but during the chasm event, they was made such a big deal how like we're stuck in the chasm. With everyone the whole time with no way to escape, and then here we are just like, oh, just teleport and do some daily commissions. See ya, guys. As we wait for the next like section of the story. Wait, I have to actually go in? Usually like Kujo Sera is just standing there and we talk to him. Oh, he's talking to the Kamaji guy, right?
Oh? It's you.
It's us. Someone's trying to kill you or something. I don't know. He's holding a really cool sword. Hopefully, we get to like unlock that sword for ourselves at some point.
Greetings. We were just discussing the repealing of the Vision Hunt Decree. Since you're here, you're very welcome to listen in on the conversation.
Oh wow, that sounds good.
We invited Mr. Kaedehara here to extend a gesture of goodwill on behalf of the Shogunate.
Oh,
Your hard work has secured for us the agreeable state of affairs that we now enjoy. Also, I've been granted the chance to correct my clan's past mistakes, and for that, I'm deeply grateful.
You better be.
The Almighty Shogun has issued a large array of directives aimed at resolving, or at least easing, the tensions that have built up over the years. The Tri-Commission has made the recommendation to use this opportunity to restore the honor of the Kaedehara name.
You did it, Kazuha. You restored the honor of the Kaedehara name. Now what are you going to do?
Regarding the history of the Kaedehara clan, I trust that you're already somewhat informed?
I heard a thing or two. I was just saying I forget, so we get a little bit of summary. I'm assuming that's what happens when we choose this, and like if we say this, then it just skips to like the next thing. I forget.
In short, there was once a group of select bladesmiths who served the Shogun directly, responsible for upholding and further developing the traditional blade forging arts of the Almighty Shogun. The Kaedehara clan belonged to this class. But there came a time when some of these bladesmiths revolted and fled to Snezhnaya.
Oh.
Both the Kaedehara and Kamisato clans were held accountable for lax oversight and entered a period of great turmoil.
Oh.
We later learned that the whole misadventure had been secretly orchestrated by the Fatui. Attributing all of the blame to the Kamisato and Kaedehara clans was neither proper nor just. Considering Mr. Kaedehara has once more made an outstanding contribution to Inazuma, the Almighty Shogun believes he should not only be rewarded for his achievements, but also receive recompense for the excessive punishment borne by his clan in the past. In the interest of preventing further harassment of the Bladesmith clans by the Fatui, we chose not to publicly release the findings of our investigations into these matters. We trust you can understand why this was necessary.
This is a true honor. I am delighted to be in a position to receive the goodwill of the Almighty Shogun and the Shogunate at large. However, would I be correct to assume that this magnanimous gesture does not come without some strings attached?
They still haven't addressed the lip syncing issue with different languages.
I can assure you that nothing could be further from the truth. We seek only to correct a past injustice.
I've said it in this past, but I'll say it again just for people who don't know. If you switch the game's language, like spoken language, to Chinese, the lip syncing will match perfectly to to what is being said.
With the Kaedehara clan's reputation and occupation restored, the Kaedeharas will be bladesmiths once more, and your wanderings will finally come to an end.
Wait, I thought Kazuha was the last Kaedehara. Or is there like other Kaedeharas out there that are still kind of furthering the blacksmith like or swordsmith bladesmith career? Whereas Kaedehara Kazuha, he kind of became a criminal and went on the run at a very young age.
You will be able to lead a safe and prosperous life in Inazuma City with the Almighty Shogun's blessing and full support of the Shogunate.
I have grown accustomed to life among the elements. I fear I would no longer feel at home behind the tall walls of a stately abode. Yet my ancestors did indeed take great pride in the name of Kaedehara, and the art of blade making for which it stood. I do have a responsibility to restore their honor.
You must write a poem about this to better cement your thoughts.
I sense some hesitation in your words. Should you accept this offer, I imagine many of the malicious rumors currently circulating through the populace will disappear.
Malicious rumors? All we heard on the way here was so much praise that we almost wondered whether there was another Kaedehara Kazuha in town.
Look at Paimon's face.
Well, to some, the Muso no Hitotachi is something that can never be defeated. They cannot accept the idea that Mr. Kaedehara really parried the Shogun's strike.
Well, at the time, we still don't really know if, like, how much control Raiden A had over Raiden Shogun. It could be Raiden Shogun wanted to end us, and Raiden A, like, was trying to hold Raiden Shogun back. And, because then Raiden A, I think, had, like, a bit of respect for us since we, like, entered her realm, like, twice or whatever. Wait, no, maybe that was the first time we entered. And then when we left, we were, like, in ruins. Wait, we haven't entered the... Did we? Or was that just after the La Signora fight? I don't remember the exact timeline. So, I don't know. In my head, I thought, like, there's, like, some stuff going on there that made It's so that Raiden Shogun wasn't putting its full like power behind the Musou no Hidodachi, which at the same time, even though it's still very strong, and Kazuha had to kind of go Super Saiyan 2 or whatever and activate 2 visions in order to block it. But yeah, there might be like more going on than what like people see or people hear about what happened.
Also, eyewitnesses saw him using the power of Electro in addition to that of Animo. As a result, the falsehood that Kaedehara Kazuha was using a delusion began to spread.
What? But that doesn't make sense. Using a delusion turns you old and frail, and Kazuha still looks fine.
Oh, so fine. And yeah, we don't even mention that our best friend, whose name I already forgot, during our adventures in Watatsumi Island. During our adventures in Watatsumi Island, we had a friend whose name I can't even... Our best friend at the time, which we're forced to like to swallow that by the story that he was our best friend. He had a delusion and he immediately died. But we're not going to mention that.
That is correct. However, to some people, the idea of a single person wielding 2 elements at once is a more inconceivable notion still.
I guess us bringing up our best friend who used a delusion who died doesn't really matter in this context, so maybe I'm... It's a little bit weird there. And at the same time, we used 2 elements at the same time. We as a traveler, when we were fighting Tartaglia, I think? Tartaglia was using Hydro Vision and a Electro Delusion in his, like, ultimate form. I don't remember what it was called. But he has, like, that crazy outfit with the mask and everything. And we blocked his, like, strike with like, Animo. And then we like swept our legs at the same time, and we used Geo to kind of like jet out some Geo rocks out of the ground to like protect us. But yeah, that was in private. No one was able to see that. It was only between the Traveler and Tartaglia that has happened. But I guess maybe Zhang Li might know too. But he's like mysterious, so he doesn't really like spread rumors or anything.
This is just one of many similar rumors. I am very uncomfortable with being the subject of public discussion, no matter whether it brings suspicion or stardom my way. But perhaps if the Shogunate is willing to publicly support me, this situation will blow over more quickly.
This is precisely why I encourage you to give our offer some serious thought. It stands to benefit all of us.
Please allow me some time to consider.
Is the offer for Kazuha to kind of like stay in Inazuma and reclaim the Kaedehara like name in the like the clan name in the in all of like Narukami or whatever in Tenshukaku in Narukami City? He'll become a noble again. He'll live here. But then Kazuha was saying like, oh, but I got used to like traveling the world and living on boats and living in the elements.
In fact, let us put this discussion on hold for the moment. Well then, what brings the 2 of you here?
Some like dude attacked us thinking we were you, which makes more sense if I was the male traveler, but doesn't make a lot of sense that I'm the female traveler, unless that person has really bad vision and he's like, the hair looks blonde enough and that human looking figure is also holding a sword, so that must be Kazuha.
Yikes! We nearly forgot about the most important thing!
You and Paimon recount the attack on the outskirts of town
Why
to
would
Kazuha.
such a dangerous individual be looking for me?
Do you have any siblings? Could it be someone you trained with under the same master?
No. This puzzles me as much as it does you. My fighting forms were taught to me by my family, based on techniques originally developed for blade testing. We undergo rigorous training to standardize every motion the blade is put through, so that each can be fairly assessed for quality.
Yeah, that's interesting. You don't ever think about that, where there's like fighting techniques for fighting, but then there's also like you had to develop techniques of using the sword to test the swords that you make. So you never really go into that, and you would assume the sword testing techniques are really similar to like sword fighting techniques, but with like enough difference where in one case it might be to like, I don't know, stab someone or slash someone, but in the testing case, you're testing for like certain, I don't know, like the best way to take advantage of the, I don't know, the curve of the sword, or where what part of the sword, the tip, the middle, or the near the handle, or the pommel and stuff, like the structural integrity and stuff in those areas, or like how the swords, I don't know, center of gravity or weight distribution is and stuff. Like there's techniques to kind of like test that, and I would assume it'll be slightly different because you want to, I don't know, how would they even measure like quantify these kinds of tests? Because since I'm in real life, or IRL, I guess I'm a software developer, and developing software is very different than using software. Like right now I'm using OBS to record my game session and record my voice and everything, but like developing OBS is completely different than using OBS. So you think about all the little intricacies of like, oh, what this button does, what this I don't know, compression for audio or whatever, and how do you like build an algorithm to do that and stuff, and how to better like design the interface, and how to get like, I don't know, the best video qualities or whatever, or try to get like the best recording of the screen, and not like, I don't know, it like designing features for OBS is completely different than me like knowing how to use the record button, knowing where to look to know where my like speaking volume is if it's too quiet or too loud or whatever. It's completely different. So I would assume it's different for sword fighting and sword testing too, which is really interesting. And not a lot of places really like come up with these kinds of stories. And I've frequently find that in this game, little nuance, little like detailed kind of looks into certain aspects of certain things is like brought to light in these stories. And it seems to happen a lot when I play through this game compared to any other game that I play. And this is just another example of that.
Over time, these techniques came to form something of a Kaedehara sword art, focused on blade testing, but with a full repertoire of combat forms. Those forms are quite different from the more practical ones typically used by samurai in battle. So it's hard to imagine that the similarity you speak of was coincidence alone.
So I guess my previous presumption, I guess, of Kazuha's being the last of his family is wrong, because he clearly learned his fighting style from like his family. So his family, at least one of them is still around. And it's probably safe to assume that there's more than one like older family member at this point too. So yeah, the Kaedehara clan is still around, and I guess they want Kazuha being like the poster child of the Kaedehara clan right now, since he's like probably the most famous because of what he did in the Watatsumi versus Narukami fight, and also him potentially wielding two visions and blocking the Muso no Hutodachi and everything. Kamaji here wants him to like, I don't know. It's like a political thing. It's really for looks more than anything. Otherwise, Kamaji can just go to any Kaedehara clan and be like, "Oh, kid, we're here to apologize, and we're gonna give your family blah 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 blah, whatever recompense that he's offering to Kazuha right now."
All the more reason to watch your back. This guy was a serious nutcase.
Yeah, and he just left, so while we were destroying him in a fight. So I don't know, you can block the Muso no Hitodachi, so I think you'll be safe.
Indeed. He sounds highly aggressive. Anyone he targets is at risk of serious injury. Or worse.
Or worse. Expelled.
In that case, I will send some men out immediately to search for him.
That was a Harry Potter reference, if you caught that. It's I guess a really old reference at this point. Oh man, I still remember when Harry Potter was like a new thing. Ooh, I guess that kind of reveals what age group I'm in.
Thank you. I must say I am now very curious about this matter, and I will also need some time to consider your offer. I will first join the Traveler in investigating the one who attacked her, then give you a conclusive answer upon my return.
Very well. Please stay safe.
Don't worry about us. We can fight.
Come on. Let's go and track down your aggressor.
Okay, that sounds good. He's like, I hate watching him go, but I love watching him leave. Just stares at him.
The detective agency knows the most about what goes on in town. Let's see what Ryuji has to say.
Ryuji? I think that name sounds familiar, but I don't know who that is. What do you have to say?
Please, be careful during your investigation.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna continue, even though I think I just got a quest complete. Normally, I probably would have left it there and started a new video, but I think I would like to continue till the next quest complete and see where we're at. I feel like maybe Shikao and Heizo might be in the story if we're going to the detective agency, but we might just end up with Ryuji. Let's go! Yeah! Heizo is one of the new characters added by this patch, and I'm really excited to unlock him. I missed out on Shinobu, unfortunately, in the last Arataki Ito rerun banner, or 2.7, and I was a little sad there, but right immediately in 2.8, the very first banner, I guess very first banners, plural, since there's a Kazuha and a Klee, they also have a new character, which is Heizo, so hopefully I won't get such bad luck as I did with the Arataki Ito one with Kuki Shinobu, and I actually be able to unlock him. He seems really cool, Heizo. He uses his fists, even though he's catalyst user, and there's just one part of his attack chain that kind of like bugs me though. There's like a huge pause, I think, between his fourth and his third attack and his fourth attack, I think. There's like a big pause that's really uncomfortable. It's like the one where he punches and then he like spins into a triple kick. And that's the only like gripe I have about his kit. But otherwise, like him charging up his one punch elemental skill, like Super Falcon Punch, is like super cool. Like he charges it up with either swirls, or if you hold it down, it like also charges it. But I feel like the way the MiHoYo has designed it intentionally is for you to like trigger swirl reactions in order to charge it, so that you get maximum like effectiveness, maximum DPS out of his elemental skill. Ryuji. Oh yeah, he's Sango. She's like actually the brains behind this detective group. And Ryuji is like the errand boy who goes out and actually do things. Hey Ryuji.
Hey there! We'd like to ask you a quick question.
Have you seen a suspicious person with a really glowy blade?
Do you know if anyone around here has been looking for him? For Kaedehara Kazuha, we mean.
Everyone's looking for him.
Aha! So this is the renowned Mr. Kaedehara. I've heard a lot about you. It is an honor to finally meet you today.
You are too kind. We are currently investigating an assault and would appreciate any help you can offer.
Oh? You were targeted in an assault? Let me think. I can't seem to recall anything of immediate interest. Mr. Kaedehara is currently the talk of the town, so there are always a lot of people looking for him. To be honest with you, our detective agency has recently been receiving many inquiries from people wishing to obtain Mr. Kaedehara's personal information.
You can just request other people's personal information. I feel like that's not allowed. Are you allowed to do that? I feel like you can't just do that. Otherwise, people get doxxed. And you can like ask personal information of other people and then post it for other people to like bother, which is like a privacy issue, isn't it?
Some of them were offering us millions of mora just to gather the information they want. If these were more legitimate commissions, Sango would have snapped them up in an instant.
Oh, because they're a detective agency. People are hiring them, kind of like as private eyes to get like information. Okay, I guess they don't work for the government. So they've got that going for them.
Millions of mora? at that price, you probably still shouldn't.
Maybe just a little.
Please, accept my thanks for looking out for my privacy.
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate cases. We don't make our money by revealing details of other people's day-to-day life just for the sake of it.
Yet. But when push comes to subs and desperate times, we can't say we'll stand with the same morals.
Sorry, I got a little off topic. What I'm really trying to say is, it doesn't surprise me that a complete stranger is looking for Mr. Kaedehara. But I wouldn't know where to begin if we want to connect this with an assault.
Is there a dude with a glowy sword?
Then let's put that connection aside for now. Have there been any other attacks or similar incidents recently that stand out as particularly unusual? The Tenryou Commission had very few leads, and I thought you might have some information from different sources.
It's true that the commissioners aren't clued up about every little thing that goes on out in the streets. But typically, it's only the most trivial events that manage to escape their attention. If anyone had been out there attacking people, that would be assault, in which case the Tenryou Commission would absolutely get involved.
Uh-oh.
Does make sense.
We go out and attack people all the time, but I guess it's outside of the city, so no one, then they don't live to tell the tale.
Uh-oh. Looks like the trail's already run cold.
Or we can just dangle Kaedehara Kazuha out there as bait to try and bait him out.
I still find it difficult to believe that whoever attacked you hasn't been causing any trouble elsewhere. Few people possess your prowess in battle. So unless you were the first person he targeted, someone is certain to have been hurt by now.
Is this your way of giving praise? It was also not easy for me to fight him off. It was super easy for me to fight him off. I got hit on purpose a couple times just to give him a little bit of false hope.
I am well aware of your talents. There is no need to be humble around me. In fact, I'm quite relieved that you were the one he targeted. It would cause me great grief to see someone become critically injured or lose their life because of me. For the poor victim, this would be a completely senseless crime.
Don't worry, we'll find him.
Or will we?
It seems you are every bit the selfless hero they make you out to be, Mr. Kaedehara. Surely this same concern for your fellow man is what drove you to fearlessly raise your blade against the almighty Shogun.
Yeah, well, he raised his blade against the Almighty Shogun because of us, or because of the Traveler, because of me.
You flatter me. Truth be told, I don't know quite what came over me in that moment.
That is what all great heroes say in their, what was it, in their first meeting with a villain or something. It's I'm referencing My Hero Academia, where the main character Deku all of a sudden like jumped to his friend's rescue, even though he's like weak and has no powers, which inspires All Might, like the mentor character of the show, I guess, to train him and pass his power along. Since all great heroes like always say they they move their body to help people before they even realize their body moves before they can think, or something like that.
You are much too humble. Don't worry, I completely understand your concerns. I will try my best to gather whatever leads I can for you. Oh, actually, there was one strange incident over the last few days. It doesn't involve an attack, though.
Oh?
Let me tell you about it just in case.
Yes, tell us.
Sure. During times like this, the more information we have, the better.
Not necessarily. We can have information overload, and lots of red herrings will make it hard for us to analyze what we need.
All right then. Recently, 2 people went missing from the city at around the same time.
Wait, what?
One of them is a pretty well-known collector, surnamed Nagato. The other, Amenoma Yuya, is a samurai from the Amenoma clan.
The Amenoma clan is the ripped dude we talk to every day, isn't it? To forge like stuff here.
Amenoma. Now there's a familiar name.
Right. Yuya is the nephew of Amenoma Togo, the owner of Amenoma Smithy. 2 grown men going missing at the same time. Their cases are likely connected, but I don't know much in the way of details. I recalled this because Amenoma Yuya is also an accomplished martial artist who is skilled with the blade. Perhaps he is the one you are looking for.
No.
Understood, though it seems highly unlikely to me. I neither know this man, nor do I have any idea why he may wish to attack me.
Let's consider this a favor for Ryuji. We'll investigate both incidents at the same time.
Sure, can't hurt. We never know what we might find out along the way.
Yeah, we have infinite time, so...
Thank you, Ryuji. We'll start by making some inquiries at the Amenoma smithy.
Thank you.
Sounds good. All the best with your investigation. I'll get moving shortly myself.
Okay. Well, you certainly bolted it the hell out of there really quickly. What does Sango has to say? I don't know if she even has anything to say. Everything has its cause, and what cause brings you to Bantan Sango Detective Agency today? Goodbye. Yeah, we'll meet again. We shall go to the smithy. Wait, the wrong way. This way. What? Hajime. Hajime mashite. Togo.
Ah, if it isn't Kaedehara Kazuha. What brings you here today?
Huh? You two know each other?
Yeah, we're bros.
Yes, the Kaedehara and Amenoma clans were both members of the Raiden Gokaden. Historically, there have always been deep links between the two clans. After I returned to Inazuma, I visited Mr. Amenoma to pay my respects.
Ah, I see.
Yes, you may recall the story of the Raiden Gokaden from the Iridori Festival.
Yes, the Raiden Gokaden are the 5, different swordsmith style smithing schools of family.
Though all bladesmiths trace their craft back to the same source, over time, each of us has arrived at a different blade-making philosophy, spawning the development of different branches of the same art. As an example, the Amenoma art strives to emulate the abiding patience and determination of water as it turns stone to sand.
Wait, what?
There is nothing mystical to our work. There is only practice, day in and day out, until both body and mind have memorized the craft, turning each motion of every technique into an intrinsic part of the bladesmith's life. As for the art of the Kaedehara clan, I believe it's called the Ishin art.
That's right. Ishin art strives for complete harmony between blade and mind from the moment that forging begins. For only a blade thus forged can capture and convey its maker's thoughts and feelings, and eventually become an extension of its wielder's will.
Wow.
Indeed. Most samurai choose their blades, but an Ishin blade chooses its owner.
What? Is it like a bankai or whatever?
You are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an Ishin blade. It gladdens my heart to see that although the Kaedehara clan has fallen on hard times, its ideals and virtues are alive and well.
You overestimate me. My actions are guided by my own personal sentiments, not by any noble aspirations on behalf of my clan. But let's get back on topic. The purpose of our visit today is to gather some information on your missing nephew. We hope to assist with the investigation. It may turn out that this case is connected to another we are pursuing.
Ah, yes. My nephew. I reported the case to the Tenryo Commission, but I haven't heard anything back so far.
And it's been 4 weeks.
He didn't say a word before he left, which is very unlike him. I'm still completely at a loss on what to make of it, but I've done what I can so far. Worrying is futile. All I can do now is wait for the news from the Tenryo Commission.
We heard that there was a collector involved in the disappearance too. Know anything about that?
Yes. On the morning that Yuya went missing, he gave me a very cryptic look and said that he was going to give me a great gift.
Wait, what?
I believe he went to collect the item from Mr. Nagato after that, The next thing I heard was that a fire had broken out at the warehouse. And neither of them came back.
A fire! Exclamation mark, question mark?
Yes. Strange, isn't it? I wonder what could have caused it. Unfortunately, there was very little evidence left behind, so nobody knows what really happened.
Oh my god.
Do you have any thoughts on what Yuya may have wanted to give you?
If I had to guess, it must have been some kind of rare weapon. Otherwise, there would have been no reason for him to get my hopes up. He's never been particularly interested in blade forging, but has always had a fondness for blade testing, and can sense even the most minute differences in blade quality.
What? No way.
He is extraordinarily talented in martial arts, particularly when it comes to the art of the sword.
Truth be told, we have some information that you may find to be objectionable. The person we are looking for, he attacked this friend of mine.
Yeah, I wouldn't say attacked.
Based on the evidence we have gathered so far, only Yuya seems to match the suspect's profile.
What? No. Absolutely impossible. Yuya is not that kind of person. He is humble and kind. Even his training is done with the goal of calming his mind. He has never gotten into a fight before.
Is that why we beat him so easily?
Is that so?
I guess it's not him then.
Yes. If there's one thing I can say for certain, it's that Yuya would never draw his blade without a very good reason. But, with that said, it's equally out of character for him to just disappear, with neither farewell nor fair warning. I also cannot know what course of action he might be capable of if coerced, or otherwise compelled by circumstances unbeknownst to me.
Oh wow, you certainly sound like a lawyer there.
Anyway, should you find him, please let me know as soon as possible.
Okay.
Don't worry, you have our word.
Word. It's like, it's also sword. That's a bad pun, never mind. if you add an S in front of word, it becomes sword, but... I try to fit like a little like pun in there, but I don't think it worked very well.
From the sound of that, Paimon doesn't think Yuya was the one who attacked us as well.
We still need to get the info from the Nagato family.
Yes. It sounds as if something happened when the two men met each other.
Ooh, what could have happened between the two men?
Let's pay a visit to the Nagato household.
Sure, that sounds good. I don't know where that is, though. Ring! Through the mists, a name unveiled. This most likely have changed since we got a quest complete, right? Back when we finished talking to Kamaji. To prevent the attacker from causing more harm, you and Kazuha decide to investigate his identity. With few leads to follow, you start from the missing person case that Ryuji mentioned. Oh, let's continue. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Wait, where is this? Oh, let's just do some teleporting. Do some teleporting. Oh yeah. Oh, the Nagato household is really close to the tea house. Wait, where's the tea house? I don't have food for you, little boy. Good boy. Good boy slash girl and or girl. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that. I'm surprised they still haven't added a way to like pet these animals. It seems like people constantly ask for that as a feature in games that has like dogs and cats in it. Nagato Sachiko. Why are you facepalming at me like that?
I'm very sorry, but we cannot afford to pay what we owe right now.
Wait, what?
My husband has gone missing, and I'm still trying to find him.
No, you misunderstand us. We are here to help with the investigation. We'd like to ask you some questions about Mr. Nagato's disappearance, if we may.
Ah, I see. I thought the debt collectors had come to visit again.
You guys are in debt? I see.
I'm sorry you have to see me in this dreadful state. Has some new information come out? Do you know where he's gone?
I'm afraid we don't have any new information at the moment. We're still trying to find out as much as we can to inform our search. With this in mind, can we perhaps ask some questions about your family's current situation?
For example, Paimon's struggling to understand why a collector would be strapped for Mora.
That's a long story. Ever since I've known him, he's been an avid collector of all sorts of things. He'd always get so animated when he was showing them to me. I knew nothing about the items myself, but seeing how enthusiastic and excited they made him, I was happy to believe that they were just extremely important to him. Everything was fine when we first got married, but as time went by, things changed for the worse.
Oh, that's how it starts, isn't it?
Uh-oh, what happened?
He lost his sense of restraint. He started buying more and more things, and even resorted to borrowing money just so he could pay for them.
Is this microtransaction? People making fun of microtransactions. You said don't go crazy with the microtransactions, but they design it in a way to force that part of your brain to want to do it, and not everyone has the self-control to restrain themselves.
Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. It was awful. There were days when he'd spend hours down at the warehouse admiring his weapons even as debt collectors were descending upon our house. He wouldn't sell them, wouldn't even touch them. Just sat there staring at them like he was in a trance.
He was like, "Oh, my precious, you're so smooth and shiny and sharp. I love you."
I'm happy he has a hobby, and I'm willing to support him. But making ends meet has to come first. I've tried talking to him about it so many times, but he never listens.
Like you'll ever understand his passion for his inanimate objects.
On the last day that I saw him, I gave him an ultimatum. I said, if he refused to sell his collectibles and pay off his debts, I would divorce him and take the children with me.
Oh no.
Whoa!
And that led to an argument.
Actually, it didn't. Generally, he's a quiet man who likes to go with the flow. On most things, he leaves the decision-making to me. You must understand, I never would have dreamed of threatening him with divorce if the debts hadn't pushed our family to the brink. After I said those words, he froze and was silent for a long time. When he finally spoke, he awkwardly mumbled that he would pick out a few items to sell. His voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our family?
You did the right thing. It's important to set boundaries.
Had I not indulged his bad habits, we wouldn't have found ourselves in such a predicament. And I also don't know if he had actually come to his senses, or if he was simply angry with me.
He's out there selling his body to make the money.
The next thing I heard was that our warehouse had caught fire, and both he and the buyer had gone missing.
Oh no. I hope insurance. I hope he had insurance in that.
I see. Ame no Mayuya came to purchase a weapon from Mr. Nagato. During the sale, a fire broke out at the warehouse, and both men disappeared.
At first, I assumed they must have gotten into an argument over the price. But my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries, so it's hard to imagine him getting into a fierce argument.
Maybe he was feeling the pressure from the debts?
I don't know. He just disappeared after the warehouse burned down. Perhaps he's too afraid to come home now that all his collectibles have been lost in the fire, and he's got no way to pay off our debts. Even though I'm still a little mad at him, we're a family, and I want us to face our family's crisis together. As long as he's willing to turn over a new leaf, I know we can work things out.
Please don't get upset. There could be more to this situation than meets the eye.
They're robots in
If
disguise.
collecting things is a habit that Mr. Nagato had his whole life, it is quite unusual for this habit to change so drastically over a short period. But the information we gathered from the other side suggests Ame no Mayuya is also a mild-mannered man who would not be likely to start an argument.
This is quite the brain tickler.
This situation is getting a little confusing.
A little confusing. More like completely mystifying.
Or brain tickling.
Let's try a change of scenery and see if we can piece together what we've learned. Rest assured, we'll notify you if we find anything.
Man, we have a lot of people to notify after all this is said and done.
Thank you so much. I just want him to come home.
I just want the new characters to come home. But that didn't work out too well for me for Shinobu Kuki.
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise that the sales meeting between the two men was somehow the catalyst for their disappearance.
Oh my goodness.
The fire at the warehouse likely played a part in how the situation unfolded, though its exact role is a mystery. Do you have any thoughts?
They unlocked gates to hell, and they went through the portal, and the gates of hell and the burning from there burned the warehouse down, and now they're in hell, and they gotta fight their way back out. Kind of like what we had to do when we were in the chasm.
Well, Paimon was thinking that maybe someone accidentally knocked over an oil lamp, and... Nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while. Over to you.
They must have had an argument during the sale. Perhaps the fire was deliberately used to hide the truth. We are still missing crucial information. Perhaps the fire was deliberately used to hide the truth.
An interesting explanation. I was also considering this possibility.
But
Amenoma Yuya is an expert on swords. He could have noticed some problematic details about Mr. Nagato's collectibles. Maybe he recognized a blade as a fake, or a well-known stolen item. Either way, after arguing about it, the two men agreed to hide the truth of this matter. They thought a fire would destroy everything. But then the Tenryou Commission began investigating and uncovered some incriminating details, so they fled to protect their secrets. But it's a far-fetched theory. I can't imagine how they would have been able to reach an agreement.
I think my Hell Gates opening is a more far-fetched theory.
One fact that I keep coming back to is that Amenoma Yuya is polite and well-mannered, while Mr. Nagato is introverted and passive. Neither seems like the type of person who is inclined towards initiating conflict.
Are those facts, since we heard them from other people? Wouldn't that just be like hearsay? We didn't experience their personality ourselves. We only heard what other people say about their personality, which is not necessarily reliable.
Mr. Nagato, being heavily in debt, is also the only one of them with the potential motive to disappear after the fire.
It's not reliable, and it's biased, I guess, and biased opinions skew things one way or another, which you can't really use it to you can't use it to describe it as a fact.
The more I ponder it, the more puzzling it becomes. Just what could have happened there?
This also doesn't seem to connect to the case of the attacker.
Right. Although the time frame seems to broadly match, no other details that we've learned seem to link the two events together. Amenoma Yuya lacks a key distinguishing feature of the attacker, namely that he is principally a practitioner of the blade testing techniques of Amenoma art, not those of the combat-oriented Ishin art.
Darn! We thought we could get two birds with one stone here, but at this rate, it's starting to look like a wild goose chase.
But birds of a feather just flocks together.
Let's keep going, since we've come this far. If we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and Mrs. Nagato will be able to get some closure.
Okay, but where should we go now?
Let's head out of the city and check out the warehouse. There's still a chance we may be able to find some shreds of evidence.
That doggy over there is looking at us, wanting food. Ring! Go to the warehouse where the fire broke out. I guess now is a good time to end things, since it is over an hour of me recording. And we've hit a point in the story where... Actually, is this... No, it wasn't a quest complete. But that's okay. We've hit an hour, so we'll continue in the next one. Well, thanks for watching. Subscribe for more Genshin Impact stuff, and I guess the inability to pet these adorable dogs. And goodbye.
Lightning slash!
You can hear him barking at me and running away. Alright, goodbye.